Well, I have to tell you, first of all, I have never read aloud from this book to anybody before, so wish me luck. I hope this will work out. I've read children's things out loud. Of course, now I can't find the first page for that. That's not a good sign. Okay. Anyway, after living in Las Vegas for 15 years, and 10 years I was with the film commission there, moved back to Sarasota, and met just a world full of unusual people for the 15 years I lived out there. And most of the people in this book are actually built around actual people that I knew out there. So that's what made me write the stories of Lake Sparkly. This is the first book, first chapter, and I'm only going to read the first chapter. If that's too long, everybody go like this, and I will get off the stage. All I wanted to do was cash my final paycheck at the La Cantasina casino cage, peel off my 3 pairs of false eyelashes, wriggle out of my sleazy third-rate showgirl costume, and go home just to rest up for tomorrow, my first day as a licensed private investigator. Lady Luck, who's no friend of mine, had other plans. She was setting me up on a blind date with a moron waving a snub-nosed .38 loaded. Of course, he wasn't exactly waving it to start with. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the queue in front of me at the casino cashier cage was a primordial soup of body odors, alcohol fumes, cheap cologne that made me gag, and other mysterious chemical aromas. Behind me, a stoop-shouldered young guy in a windbreaker bumped into my thong-bisected rear for the 3rd time with something hard. Great, just what I needed. Some jackass getting his jollies, rubbing up against a showgirl. Well, I snapped around to face him. Quicker than a cat, I pinched the artery in the side of the little punk's neck with my unusually strong fingers. I can thank years of working sleight-of-hand tricks for those. If you touch me one more time, I will break off whatever it is in your pants that keeps rubbing against me. Do I make myself clear? Since I'm 6'2" and 4-inch stage stilettos, I had to lean down into his 5.5-foot height. His pasty face had pimples. He looked to be about 16, and he was terrified. Honest, I wasn't doing nothing. Really, not on purpose, honest. He was sweating, even though it was 65 degrees in the casino. How old are you? You shouldn't even be in here. I released my Spock neck pinch and walked backwards a little to keep moving with the line. I looked back, and I could easily see over the head of the stubby, purple-suited, bling-wearing pimp daddy ahead of me, online, to the cashier, who was a white-haired little prune of a woman, barely taller than the counter and about as slow as a dripping faucet. I'm Legs Barkley. I'm so named because I've actually got quite a pair. Even though I've been voted best legs in Vegas 7 years running, I wasn't going to miss those thong-backed costumes. 3 ounces of fabric, 2 sizes too small, two push-up pads, fishnets, and bustiers that went along with the title. I also looked forward to being seen, finally, as a woman with a brain, instead of just a pair of butt cheeks you could bounce a quarter off of. Turn around, lady. Leave me alone, would ya? His eyes darted left and right, and he kept licking his thin, pale lips. He blinked as I narrowed my eyes and took a closer look at him. Then I glanced down at his groin, in spite of trying not to, and to my surprise, instead of a cloaked Woody poking up at me, he had a gun in the waistband of his pants. I hissed at him. Oh, no. Oh, hell no. Listen, Junior, you can't rob a casino cage. There are about a zillion cameras on you right now, and there are more security guys behind those walls than termites. You are going to totally screw me up here, and I will be stuck for hours giving statements as a witness while the Vegas PD plays kick the can with you in lockup. Would you just be smart? Turn around. Go home. Come on, really, be smart. I don't think he weighed 120, so I not only towered over him, but I outweighed him by 15 pounds. I'm often told I look like a taller, thinner Uma Thurman, and I was seriously ready to inflict some kill doofus action. I've got the martial arts training to do it, too. I locked onto him with what I hoped was a laser-intense expression, convincing him to please take my advice, and it wasn't working. Junior put his hand on the grip of his gun, and he hissed right back at me. Shut up, lady. Just shut up. Don't be making people look at us. I glanced over my shoulder at the elderly cashier. By now, Pimp Daddy was the only person between the cage and me, and I was still walking backwards as I looked at the young guy's sweating face. I shook my head. You are going to so wish you listened to me.